Hi, welcome to the Diablo podcast. We are online at diablopodcast.com. I am the host Flux, and to this show I am talking to FludDaStud.
FludDaStud.
You've worked out the pronunciation of your online name,
Well, my last name is Flood, so FludDaStud.
and you're a stud, so it works out naturally.
Yeah, it works out.
Shouldn't it be Stud of Flood? Is Stud just your middle name? So you are in the Diablo 3 beta, and people may recognize your name because you've been posting lots of videos and screenshots and stuff.
hmm
Should everyone hate you, or should they just be happy for your success?
I think they should be happy that a lot of them are going to be able to join soon. And the fact that I'm actually giving all the footage for everybody, because I could just play it and hoard it to myself.
True. So are you a friend or a family? How did you get into the beta so soon?
I am a friend. I met a bunch of Blizzard guys at GDC, and I've been in contact with them since then, so that's how I got in.
And was there blackmail involved, or you just chatted some guys up and they said, hey, he's a cool guy, we'll give him a beta invite?
Well, not really. One of the guys I had been talking to, he actually gave me some advice on applying to Blizzard, so I kind of had a connection with him. So that's how I ended up with the invite.
So this is obviously a how-to guide for for other aspiring Blizzard employees and beta testers. You know, talk to the guys at gaming shows and conventions. You don't have to fight your way through Blizz PR to get to them at those things.
Don't be shy.
And just, yeah, and so what kind of position are you looking for at Blizzard, or do you want to talk about that at all?
I applied to the game designer position on the Diablo 3 team. So
That you need like a million previous
yeah,
credits and AAA titles and everything for that?
I think the only thing I didn't meet was a ship title. Everything else I was squared away on.
Well, good luck with that.
Well, thanks.
Were you a longtime fan of the Diablo series? Did you play D1 and D2?
I've been playing Diablo since '96.
So that would be a yes.
Yes.
And you were waiting eagerly for Diablo 3?
I kind of zoned out for like a year or two, so I didn't get all worked up over it. But the last 6, 7 months has been every day just looking for new information, and it's been pretty bad.
How long ago was the GDC thing when you met the guys at?
I think the end of February
So
of this
basically,
year.
since then, you've been thinking and hoping.
Pretty much.
Play other ARPGs? Do you play all kinds of games, or do you specialize in Diablo type clones, or what do you do on your computer?
I'm actually not a very big PC gamer. The only real PC games I play are Diablo games. I play Minecraft every once in a while, but been upgrading my computer just for Diablo 3.
And you're obviously playing the beta, and
Yeah,
with pretty good image quality, so I guess your computer's good enough.
for now.
You want more?
Yes.
More, faster, better? So had you played? So when did you get your friends and family invite? Was it early September, I guess?
It was the night that they lifted the NDA.
So you were one of the first ones to go
Yes.
out.
I guess if that was when they first went out, then yes.
So you had never played Diablo 3 before that? You hadn't been to BlizzCons or anything?
I have not. I live in Chicago, so it's kind of a trip for me.
You'd been looking at screenshots and you'd obviously seen gameplay videos and stuff, but you'd never actually played the game. So what was it like downloading the client and installing?
Well, I actually streamed myself installing the thing, and my terrible internet sat there for 2 hours with 700 people just watching me install this thing. So it was just anticipation the entire time.
They're watching the progress bar.
That's exactly what was going on.
So you finally got the download and you got the install, and you'd never played Diablo 3. I mean, you'd seen pictures, obviously. So what
hmm
was it? What is it? What you? Yeah, that was well said. Was it what you'd been hoping for and what you expected?
It's actually more than I was hoping for. I figured it would be, pretty good. It's just blown my mind, all the stuff they've shoved into the beta with all the lore and just like the fine details that you don't really notice when you watch videos and look at screenshots. You got to play through it to notice the things.
For example,
Well, just like walking by someplace and the building crumbles down and little rats scurry across the ground. Just the small stuff that they add.
the sounds effects as well, I think, are pretty good.
Yeah, I actually just got the new headset today with the 7.1 surround sound and played it for the first time with that, and I'm blown away with the sound that they've put in this.
How do you feel about the music?
It's, right now it's supposed to be background music. I can tell, like the Skeleton King track, you can tell there's going to be more epic music, I guess, when you get to boss battles and stuff. But, I've actually turned all my, like, weapon sounds down and stuff and kept my music all the way up so I actually hear more of the background sound when I play.
Music leak. It's very subtle,
Yeah,
very kind of atmospheric.
yeah, I like it.
What did you think of the graphics and the visuals? You probably heard about the whole art controversy where people thought Diablo 3 was kind of too colorful and, too WoW-like or whatever in the early days.
I mean, that never really was an issue for me. I did watch the little fan made video, and I thought that looked awesome, where he just like changed the contrast and the saturation of everything.
Hmm.
I mean, from what I've seen in the beta, like the color palette fits great. It works. It looks like they've explained, like they want you to be playing sort of like in a painting.
So who did you play first? Had you planned out before you got your hands on it? I really want to be, a wizard or something, or did you just let your mouse guide you?
I actually did a vote in my stream because I was streaming, and I ended up playing the male witch doctor first.
That was actually the winning vote?
That was the winning vote of the people that were in there at the time.
Because people usually, the witch doctor's like the least popular in most
I know.
popularity polls I've seen. So what did you think?
He is my new favorite character. I was expecting the Demon Hunter to be my favorite because I was a Boazon in D2. So,
How
I
far did you play? Did you do a full playthrough with the witch doctor?
yeah, he's actually my main character right now that I'm putting all my items on and just, going around getting gold for the auction house. So, I'm really enjoying all the stuff that you unlock by level 13.
And what characters did you play after that? Did you do votes for those too?
I did votes for those as well. I think I ended up playing the female monk after that, which I was also really surprised with. I didn't think I was going to play the monk, but that's up there with one of my favorite.
And then who next?
Then I actually let my girlfriend play, and she played the Demon Hunter, which she streamed that. And I've kind of picked up her character and messed around with it because it's a level 12. And I really like the Demon Hunter, which I posted the other day asking why there is so much hate with the Demon Hunter. Some good discussions in there.
Yeah, it seems to be that people, obviously most of the people who are doing the hating are not playing the demo, so
Yeah,
that's, they're just sort of hypothetical on the hate. But it just, you don't have these really powerful AOE kind of multi-target skills right off the bat.
yeah, it's a nice change of pace because it seems like most of the other characters, pretty much every other character but her, just wrecks face the entire time you play. And, you actually have to take your time with the Demon Hunter, which was a nice change of pace.
So do you feel she's underpowered or everybody else is overpowered?
I think it's kind of a nice balance. She's supposed to be a ranged character, supposed to stay back. When you get we started to dual wield over a big heavy crossbow, and it seems to kill stuff a lot faster because you're shooting so quick.
And you can kill most things in the beta with just a couple of shots anyway, so
Yeah, when you get
maybe in the game it'll be more of a decision to make with, 5 shots of a crossbow versus, 13 shots of the double crossbows or
yeah.
something. So you've played all 5 characters so far, many times, I'm guessing?
Actually, I have not. I've been busy with work and stuff, so I've got every character up to 12 besides the wizard and barbarian. I'm working on the barbarian now, and my wizard's level 8.
Two-part question. Who is your favorite to do a full playthrough from brand new, and who do you prefer as a higher level, just doing Skeleton King execution?
Hmm. Probably, I don't know. I'm gonna say my favorite play from beginning to end would be the Witch Doctor, just because of all the pets and his screams and yells that he does the entire time. I'll probably say the Monk is my favorite to do just Leoric runs, because you can just teleport all over the place, which is a lot of fun to do.
My experience playing the Witch Doctor at BlizzCon 2010 was that he was by far the most improved by skill runes. Like
Hmm.
it seemed like Poison Dart and Plague of Toads and like Fire Bats were really very weak as the base. But then once you put in, multi-shot into poison dart, and you could get more range on the fire bats and stuff,
Yeah.
like it really made a difference. But of course, there's no runes in the beta, so I'm kind of surprised that you find the Witch Doctor so fun. He seems like he's kind of slow for me when I'm watching the people playing in the videos.
I'm actually really enjoying him. I've been through the skill calculator and looked at the runes and stuff. I'm really excited for the runes, but even without them, I'm having a blast with Firebomb and Fire Bats. I love Grasp of the Dead.
Of course, Firebomb and Fire Bats are like level 12, right? So,
Yeah.
or level 11. So it seems like the first like 6 levels you're just doing lots and lots of toads or else poison dart. And Zombie Charger's got a pretty limited range.
I actually prefer Zombie Charger over the toads. Once I get Zombie Charger, the toads are gone.
So you just get like right behind your mongrel and just cook them with the zombie poison.
I don't even use mongrels. I don't like the summon. Grasp of the Dead and the Zombie Charger.
It'd be fun once you get to sacrifice. I think it's like 16 or 17, and you can actually start blowing up your dogs. Because that was so much fun at BlizzCon last year, and the beta in the PvP was really fun with that. Because that was like your most damaging Witch Doctor skill. So you mentioned that you like the wackiness of the Witch Doctor. He makes funny sound effects, and he's got these weird pets, and you can turn monsters into chickens and stuff. So what is it about the Witch Doctor? I mean, do you like the playstyle so much, or you like the ambiance kind of, and all of the above?
I like the playstyle. Act 3 in Diablo 2 is kind of the act that I hated, but
You and everybody else apparently.
yeah.
Hey, more jungle.
I like the idea of having my summons is like just a temporary spell.
How did you like the Necromancer in D2?
I like the Necromancer. I usually played the Druid. It was either the Druid or the Amazon when I played.
What kind of druid?
He was always a summoner.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, was it summoner or was it
Yeah.
elemental or something like that? So you like the pets, you like the animal pets. Do you like animals in real life?
Yes, I do.
Well, there you go. Do you like sending them off to die horrible deaths against demons? I guess so. Other characters. I mean, you said you like the monk at high levels. You enjoy what kind of play style are you doing with him? You just banging out the combos and the what is the movement skill called? I'm blanking on that. Level 6 dashing strike.
I know a lot of people were giving me a bunch of grief because I use exploding palm, but I'll just dash in there, hit maybe 2 of the deadly reach, and then do my last combo hit is the one that explodes and does the AoE damage, and just dash back out. So I don't know, it keeps you clicking and busy when you play, which I really enjoy.
Yeah, you like the play style of the monk with mixing up combos and such?
Mhm. Yeah,
They said that would be the fun thing. How do you feel about the controls of Diablo 3, the interface compared to how it was in D2? Using, 1, 2, 3, 4 plus the mouse.
well, I actually just bought a Razer Naga not too long ago, so I play the entire game with just my mouse.
You have like thumb buttons and stuff?
Yeah, I've got the 1 through 12 on my mouse, so, it's right there for me. Which,
So your other hand's on the keyboard just doing inventory windows and stuff like that?
well, yeah, it's on there for like Alt and Shift and, S for your skills and all that good stuff.
And you can do that quickly enough? You're happy with it for switching up combos and such?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. The mouse is great. I was kind of hesitant on getting the mouse for Diablo 3 because I'm used to using the numbers on top, but it works, so
You would recommend it?
I would recommend it.
And you haven't gotten a sponsorship from the mouse company?
I have not.
You said you'd gotten sponsorship offers, right? People are offering to give you money to do streams and stuff and to play your account?
Yeah, people have been offering me money to play on my account, and I got one offer from a streaming website to do like a premium membership with them, and YouTube added me to the monetization program, which I'm still trying to talk to Blizzard about that, so...
You don't even want you better cash in now because there's going to be
Yeah.
40,000 beta testers in a week or something,
Once the media gets in, I see my views just dwindling.
Well, we'll still link to you. I'll still put you in the news posts and stuff. Make good videos and I'll put links to you. I was talking to another beta tester, Thomas, yesterday, and he
Mhm.
said that he's a little disappointed in the overall difficulty because it's pretty much just like Diablo 2. It's really easy like 99% of the time, and then you happen to get one boss pack with tricky mods, and it becomes really difficult. Would that be your experience, or do you disagree?
It's supposed to be a starting area. It's supposed to be a tutorial like section. So, I understand why it's easy on normal, but when the arcane monsters are definitely some. I mean, it's easier for casters. I noticed when I was playing the barbarian, I was getting close to dying a lot because of the electrical enchanted guys and the molten guys that would explode after you kill them. The frozen don't seem to do as much damage anymore. I don't know if it's just what I'm wearing, but it's the electrical guys just tear through my barbarian.
Which of course was the case in Diablo 2. So it's
Yep.
certain boss mods are really bad. The arcane enchanteds are weird because they put down those little like miniature hydras and they shoot the little purple balls at you.
Yeah,
And what seems like from the videos I've watched is if you're trying to melee those and you kill like two of them at once, you're pretty much screwed because they immediately put down an arcane hydra
and it's like
when
rapid
they die,
fire
and it's
too.
like
It's
yeah, it's
it's
like machine
crazy.
gun. So you've actually got to be pretty careful, I guess, with a melee character. Like you were saying, you're barbarian. You got to hit and run and back out in once you put a monster down.
I posted that really laggy video of the Den of the Fallen, but when it wasn't lagging, I did run into some of those electrical guys, and it's just like instant. Your health is just gone. You gotta jump out of the way or run out of there the second you kill them.
Do you think Blizzard will have to tone down some of the boss damages early on, or should they tone up the regular monsters? Or do you just think it's early game and it's supposed to be easy?
I think it's early game. It's supposed to be easy. I think it'll probably start getting more challenging after Leoric, like directly after. I mean, you just see people continuously running with their characters over and over. You're supposed to get through Leoric around level 8, and people just keep going back and killing those early monsters, so.
I like people, like you're not doing it. Those other beta testers.
Yeah, those
My
other
level
guys.
12s are different. They're very, very different.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah, obviously Blizzard knew this would happen. I mean, they
Yeah.
put a cap at 13. And in case people don't know, it's not like your experience slows down. You just don't get any more experience at 13, right?
hmm
Do you have an idea how many runs that takes you? I mean, so you're 8.5 or something when you go through it once. Did you play the next game and do what, like just the cathedral or something, and then you're up to
Yeah,
like 10 or?
I usually do just the last quest. I don't really like how they have the new like quest system set up. I like to just be able to go in and go to my waypoint and just clear out the stuff again. But now you have to actually choose the quest you want to start on.
So how does that work for people who don't know? So if you start a new game once you've already beaten it,
After you beat King Leoric, if you just start a new game without choosing a quest to start on, it'll actually just start you from the beginning of the beta again, and you have to redo the entire story and, talk to everybody all over again. So it's not like D2 where you just start it up, you have the waypoints, and you just hop on back and just continuously grind that one thing. You have to start that quest over again.
so in your character selection screen, you're picking the quest basically.
You do your character select, you hit campaign, and then right there's a skills or a quest select right underneath the game type if it's going to be public or invite only.
And you pick whichever quest you want, and it just starts
Yeah,
you on that
it
quest.
just starts you at the beginning of that quest.
So where does that start you on the last quest in this?
It starts you in
You're like
town.
Cathedral 2 going
Y-
to then?
It starts you in town. You have to talk to Deckard Cain, and then it puts you right outside of where you saved Deckard Cain, and then you walk down into the cathedral.
So then you do the whole, what, like 4 levels of there, 3 levels of the Cathedral, and then the
Yeah,
2 levels of the Orc. And so if you do that again with your character, you're up to like what, level 10?
it also depends on how many people you have. When I'm only doing solo, I usually maybe get a level per run, but when you get up to the higher ones, it takes 2 to 3 runs to gain a level.
There's obviously problems in making public games early on, and the auction house is a little buggy at the moment, I take it.
Yeah, the auction house is buggy. I'm pretty new to BattleNet 2.0. I didn't really play any StarCraft or anything, but it seems the interface is nice and clean. Everything's easy to understand.
Have you used the friends list and other such functions? Social networking and, looking for quest kind of things?
I've joined public games through the stuff. I have looked at people I've played with. I don't really have any real ID friends right now because, again, I haven't played any BattleNet 2.0 games. But I don't know. I like the fact that you can go and look and actually see the characters you've played with, and it's a nice feature.
There's no hardcore in the beta. Can you imagine if there were? How would that change your playstyle? And do you plan on playing hardcore?
I do plan on trying hardcore. I was always a softcore guy in Diablo 2, but I don't know. I like the idea of not being able to use the real money auction house and all that fun stuff. But it would definitely change my play style. Definitely try to keep more range with the Witch Doctor if I were to play the Witch Doctor. Because right now, I use like a dagger and I just walk up and hit things. I don't really care. I
You'd
mean,
probably have you'd be a little happier with the mongrels probably.
yeah, it could change my build completely.
As people have said, this it's pretty much easy until you get certain boss mods. I do think that's how it's going to be throughout, and would that make you unhappy with hardcore? You're just cruising along and suddenly you get an arcane enchanted and you're dead in 1 second.
Well, I don't think that's how it's gonna be. I mean, like I was saying earlier, this is a tutorial area. They're making it easy. What I've seen so far is with the easier people, they're trying to make areas where you fight a lot of them at once, so you get more overwhelmed than actually, you know, fighting one at a time and just destroying them.
Like those quest events, like the Jar of Souls or other
Yeah.
things, where there's 100 skeletons all at once,
Hmm.
and those are fun though.
Yeah, they are fun,
Changes
especially
up the rhythm of the game, and
especially with the barbarian.
especially with everyone, they're all kick ass.
Yeah, with the barbarian though, you can jump in the middle of them and just bodies go flying everywhere.
You just start cleaving, and they just
Yeah.
skeletons fly. How is the system performance for you? And you've said you've had problems a little bit with your cable modem with your internet connection, but
Yeah, I don't have the best internet connection, and when somebody watches Netflix or is streaming something, I do get a lot of game lag, which is kind of aggravating since I am playing single player. But, when nobody's streaming, I don't ever have lag unless the server goes down.
what kind of computer are you using? I mean, how recent, how powerful? Is it like cutting edge or
It's above mid range. It's not like a high range PC. It's got a good graphics card and a decent CPU. The RAM is lacking in it. I've only got 3 gigs of DDR2, which need to be upgraded. And I'm running on a 22-inch monitor. I'm
what are your detail settings in the game?
Everything's on max, and I'm forcing anti-aliasing through my graphics card.
So obviously D3 is not, super quality system required by any means.
It doesn't seem to be. I know it requires more than StarCraft 2, at least for the beta, because I was able to run StarCraft 2 on my laptop, but can't even start up Diablo 3.
How do you feel about the economy and the crafting and the item hunt?
I was really into the blacksmith. I spent all my time looking for pages of training and building up gold so I could upgrade him. And then when the auction house came out, I actually bought an item from the auction house, sent it to my stash, and there was a bug early on that wiped your blacksmith. So now I've just kind of, pushed him to the side and just been focused on getting gold for the auction house. But it does seem like gold is going to be a viable thing in Diablo 3, which I like.
I talked to Thomas yesterday about this, and he said that he thought gold was too common, that people were making too much money too quickly, and that very shortly you don't ever need to really continue to salvage any white items or even the blue items because you get enough of the basic materials. So you just start selling those as well.
I actually have a problem keeping up with the gold. I have 2 people playing on my account.
So just like in real
Yeah,
life, your girlfriend is draining your finances.
that's exactly what's happening.
Pretty good on the whole, though.
Yeah, I think the economy is pretty good as of now.
And I mean, obviously in Diablo 2, gold was just useless. It was that yellow stuff on the ground that got in your way.
Hmm.
And do you think Blizzard will be able to keep gold as a viable thing?
Yeah, especially since everything's online now. Like, if they need to tweak anything, they can tweak it one Tuesday, whatever maintenance is going to be, and like, just continuously mess with it until they get it, perfect.
Are repair costs negligible, or do you actually notice what they're costing you?
So far, repair costs have not bothered me at all. The most I think I've seen is like 200 gold, and that's for everything in my inventory and a full inventory full of items.
And you'd picked up probably 3,000 gold in the time it took you to do that much damage.
Yeah,
So what is your gold going on then? Just crafting and
it's crafting, and right now the auction house. Everybody's posting items for a lot of gold. So anything that's halfway decent's gonna be above 5,000, which is hard to keep up with.
what's the most you've seen anything sell for?
I haven't really seen anything sell. I know some people are starting their bids out at just ridiculous numbers. Just messing around with the auction house.
Do you see stuff other people have sold? I mean, you see an item listed for 20 grand and it's gone the next day, or you're not paying that much attention to it?
Not that I've really noticed, just the ones that I bid on and people outbid me, which that's still buggy as
Bastards.
well. Yeah.
You had your blacksmith leveled up as high as you could get him at
Mhm.
this point, right? Because there was the next requirement. You needed a nightmare reagent
Yeah,
to make him any bigger.
correct.
And the items he was making at that point were like level 20 plus requirements, weren't they?
Yes.
So you couldn't have used him anyway. So
No,
you basically got your blacksmith to where he would have been like in Act 4.
yeah, but it's nice to like look at the items and
Well,
see
of
what
course.
what to expect in the future, which is kind of nice.
I mean, say if you could play all of normal difficulty now, would you be worrying and trying to get? Where do you think your items would come from? I mean, would they be mostly crafting, or mostly found, or mostly item runs, or auction house, or
I think right now, looking at the auction house, I'd have to say the auction house.
so? Where are those items coming from? They're found?
They're
They're not
found.
crafted stuff.
Most of them are found, I believe. I don't think I've seen really anything that's been crafted.
So why? How come no one's using anything crafted? It's just not good enough to be top level at the level you're at.
I mean, the crafting's good and all, but the second they released the auction house, people had already found better items than what we could actually use in the beta. Yellow gloves, I don't remember if they're unique or rare. They require level 12, but when you crafted them, they actually went to level 14, so you couldn't use them in the beta.
Hmm.
But there's some posted on the auction house that only require level 13. So, people have messed with it enough. I don't know, it's just quicker and easier through the auction house.
Yes, but Blizzard has often said that they want the best items to be random stuff you find. So like, if items can be like 1 to 10 quality, the
Hmm.
tens are all going to be found, and like maybe you can craft, like 3 to 8 in terms of
Yeah,
item quality. But it's damn hard to find a 9 or a 10 doing monster runs, but when there's so many people just doing the Skeleton King over and over again,
yeah.
or cheating new characters to do him quickly, I guess, since you get the big rare drop the first time you kill him.
Hmm.
And speaking of that topic, Magic Find.
Yeah.
What I've been told is really tough to get rares except from the Skeleton King on the first kill.
I've maybe gotten one that hasn't been off the Skeleton King.
Was that from a monster or a chest, or do you remember?
I think it was from a chest, one of the resplendent chests.
So rares are actually rare,
Yes.
and and uniques may actually be unique because you haven't seen one yet, except for I guess the Gridswall's sword that you get off the anvil in
Yeah.
New Tristram. You haven't seen any legendaries though, right? The orange or the purple.
Not that I'm aware of. They may not have that in the beta.
Are you happy with that? I mean, because you find a lot more rares than that in Diablo 2, and you'll find set items in rares quite often, even with a low-level character.
Yeah, I love that. I don't know, it's just when you find one, you get that feeling, it was all worth it.
But
Spending those
you've only
those
found
hours.
one. Was it worth it?
I don't know. To me that it feels like it's worth it.
And how much Magic Find are you running around with on your most MFing character?
I think my most is right around 40%.
And could you get higher? I mean, are you making equipment choices to not go for Magic Find, or?
Well, I've kind of been switching over to Gold Find because I've been buying stuff from the auction house. Since, it's just the beta, I'm trying to test out the auction house as much as possible.
How much Gold Find have you gotten up to?
I think that's almost to 50%.
And you notice a difference? I mean, you're getting 3 instead of 2 on the gold drops, or?
It just seems like I find a lot more. Like almost every barrel I hit will drop at least something. Really, the only complaint that I have besides the quests is how random the levels are right now.
You mean in
There's
layout, or?
Yeah, it just seems like too much is laid out already for you. There's not enough randomization. Like when you get down to the cathedral and stuff, it's fine. But like the outside areas, everything's just too planned out.
Yeah, all the surface areas are non-random.
Yeah.
And Blizzard has said that's because they want it to be more artistically designed and such.
hmm
And they're going to put these random pieces in the middle of the larger areas. Have you noticed much of that in the beta?
I have noticed it. I wish there were more. Um, I am starting to notice the Den of the Fallen, like in almost every run I do now. So I don't know if they updated something because people liked it a lot, but I don't know. You do see some random stuff, but I wish that it was just more.
And do you think that's just because you're in Act 1 early on and they're keeping it, pretty linear and pretty easy to get through?
I think it probably just has to do with layout for the quests, having Old Tristram there, having that set up how it was actually in D1, and then being able to walk around and cross the bridge and go over to Adria's place. So, I mean, I see where they're going. I would like some more randomization.
And obviously you're not going to play the first
Yeah.
third of Act 1 50 times in a row when you get the final game. So, I mean, things are standing out to you now because you've just done the same area so many times.
I actually noticed it in like my second playthrough. Like, man, this all is exactly the same.
And that's a feature, not a bug. At least
Yeah.
so Blizzard thinks. How much single player versus multiplayer have you done?
Public games were out for quite a while. So with streaming and doing the YouTube videos and stuff, I've just been focusing on single player. I've just recently started playing multiplayer, and it's a lot of fun.
Have you done a full playthrough from level 1 with other people?
I have not yet. I'm trying to find some people.
Or they pick up games with your higher level characters, just sort of zooming around together?
Yeah, pretty much.
It is indeed more fun.
Yeah, it's definitely the enemies scale up, so it's a lot harder. Takes more time, and it's just cool seeing everybody doing all their different things all at once.
Can you tell what the monster scaling is? Is it just more hit points, or do they do more damage as well, or anything?
It seems like they do more damage and they have more hit points. So
Do
both.
they drop more?
I haven't really noticed that much. I mean, I haven't played very many. I believe they said they're supposed to drop more. I mean, I think what they said is since you have more people playing, you have a higher chance to trade between each other since you have 4 times the loot. I think that's how the system is going to work and not I'm going to see more stuff on the ground.
Playing with multiple people is that you've got 3 or 4 people breaking barrels and breaking
Yeah.
chests and knocking over everything else. So just and if someone else breaks a barrel, you might get an item out of that barrel, even if you're on a screen away or something.
hmm
So it just seems like it was quicker to destroy all the clickables.
Yeah. I I can see that. That becomes a pain in single player trying to destroy everything to get gold and items.
Yeah, most of the when I've watched videos, people are just running past like half the chests and stuff or half the crates. It's like I've opened that before, and most of them don't give you anything. As you say, you found one rare, and in what do you play, like 30 or 40 hours or something probably,
Somewhere around there.
and you found one rare item. That seems like a lot of work for the one shiny.
Yeah, I get this stuff from King Leoric, which I
Yeah,
mean
you
I
know where
find
he is.
good blues, but they're no shinies.
Have you noticed much in terms of player cooperation? I mean, there aren't really any shared skills. I guess you can share your mantras with a monk, but you're occasionally both of you are hitting the same monster, but usually you're just kind of in the dungeon together.
That's pretty much what I'm seeing. I've played maybe 3 or 4, and it's just been maybe 1 or 2 people sticking together and everybody else just running to find the end to go kill King Leoric, which kind of stinks. Like, I just played a game right before I got on here with you, and like I tried talking to these people because there was one of the random unique bosses. I don't remember his name, but he's a play off of Zara the Mad from D1.
Yeah, I've seen that guy.
Yeah. I tried getting everybody to come, fight him with me, and only one person stayed, and everybody else just ran to the exit.
'Cause he's like right by the start of one of the cathedral
Yeah.
levels, right?
Yeah, he's right there.
And they all just went and did their own thing, and
Pretty much.
well, that's the problem. Everybody's all jaded. You've been playing it all for 2 weeks now, so maybe when the bigger beta opens, you can find some fresh meat and you can pretend like you're a noob too.
Yeah. That's why I'm excited for everybody else to get in. Just new people to play with, more people that are excited about it.
Any other character thoughts? Who you like? If you think there's weaknesses or strengths to the different characters based on the early levels?
I think early on the wizard is way overpowered.
Too much damage from the skills, or
Just like too much damage from the skills. Because I'm running around, my wizard is a melee wizard, and I'm running around just tanking things as a wizard.
just too easy otherwise?
It could be by design. I mean, all the skills are just almost instant kill with them until you get other people in the game.
So you just think that it's not the damage, it's not the design of the skills as much. They're just too damaging. And
Yeah,
if they were like 50% less damaging, would it be like more fair? You think?
maybe not that. Maybe just scale up the enemies a bit. I guess that kind of goes back to the enemies being too easy.
So how about another character? Who do you think is it? Barbarian or monk or somebody is too strong or too weak?
I think they're pretty balanced. I know the demon hunter is a little weaker than the other characters, but I like that being more of a frail character.
The
But
demon hunter complaint is that all the skills are hatred and early on, so you're always out
yeah,
of hatred, and nothing does anything with discipline early.
I haven't
And
had a
Blizzard
problem
said
with.
they were gonna change the order of the skills around some. You don't think that's a big deal though?
I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, they can change it around. It's their game. Do what they want, but I haven't had a problem with it.
Well, given that you applied for a job as a quest designer at Blizzard, you're supposed to have opinions on this stuff. How would you change the demon hunter to make them better or worse or whatever? What do you think needs to be changed?
I really couldn't tell you because I really enjoy playing the demon
Maybe you
hunter.
want to apply to some other jobs as well, just in case. But then you said the demon hunter was clearly the slowest of the five classes.
Definitely the weakest of the five.
So that means you think the other four are overpowered.
I think it's more by design. The demon hunter is weaker because they want it to be the range class. They want you to stay out of all the trouble because you can already tank with the barbarian. You can go in with the monk and get right into action. They give you all these melee skills with the wizard to get in there. They want the witch doctor to use daggers. So they want all these characters to get in. Why not have that character that's really weak up close and make them stay back?
Have you tried using melee weapons with a demon hunter?
I have not. Since she dies so quick, I usually either a bow or dual wielding.
Because there aren't any skills. I guess
Yeah,
vault you could use with a sword or something, but it doesn't seem like there's any other variety. Like your wizard, you can still use any spell you want, even if
yeah.
you're using a sword. Do you think that? Can you imagine? There's no weapon switch hotkey in Diablo 3, much to my chagrin. But if there were one, could you imagine switching around with a demon hunter? Or you think they're just too weak physically, melee? You'd get killed too quickly.
I just like the range character. I don't think they need to mess around with any of the skills or add anything like that where they should be able to carry around a melee weapon, which I believe they can, but you wouldn't be able to use any of your skills besides like
Okay.
traps. I mean, I'm sure you can make like a trap demon hunter when those get unlocked.
Yeah, says the man playing a melee wizard. I like the ranged attackers. I'm playing a melee wizard, but of course that's because you have the choice.
Well, yeah, everybody played just a basic wizard, so I figured if I was going to make some videos and stuff, might as well show a different style of play.
For variety. I think I saw one of yours. You use Wave of Force occasionally, but you're
Yeah,
mostly just kind of running in and out with a sword.
I made a PvP build of that character, so I'm actually going to try that out when the full game comes out.
Do you wish there were PvP in the beta?
I do. Give something for the level 13s to do instead of grinding. Just test out those characters.
Yeah, I think that would really be an encouragement, an incentive to find better equipment because I mean, it's kind of fun to find it now, but it's not like you need it for
Yeah.
anything. Whereas
I,
if you were actually fighting head to head, people would really be trying to find certain items for any advantage they could get.
and I think that'd give people more of an idea of what needs to be changed and what doesn't need to be changed because it's more of a challenging thing that you're doing instead of just fighting these easy mobs everywhere you go.
Who do you think would be winning if there were arena now? And which character do you think would? It's obviously it's hard to predict, but
Either the wizard or the barbarian.
You don't think the wizard would be in trouble because they don't have a teleport skill
Huh?
yet?
I mean, they have Wave of Force and all that to kind of push people away from them. I don't know how well it would work, but I don't
I
know.
mean, if you had a powerful monk using the charging strike,
Yeah,
dashing strike, and against a wizard, what could the wizard do? Wouldn't the monk just be all over them constantly though?
I could definitely see that. So I will retract my wizard statement. I would think the barbarian and the monk would be the most powerful. Seems like the barbarian gets a lot of those cool skills like early on.
He's probably got the most hit points and the most
Yeah,
damage. But the monk
bounce
hits so
off.
fast though too.
Yeah, and you can dash out away from people attacking too, which is cool.
And the monk has a healing skill as well.
And they have the skill where people can't pass that threshold.
Yeah. So maybe we not. But I think we can rule out the witch doctor has the his movement skill, right? The
Yeah, he does.
spirit walk is in there. I don't think I've actually seen anybody use that in a witch doctor video yet. You'll have to get your
I've
full walkthrough. You're doing those ones
yeah.
for every skill. Have you done the witch doctor yet?
Yes, I have done the witch doctor skill video.
Yeah, I just linked to your demon hunter one yesterday. I didn't watch. I didn't look at the other two though. So you've done the witch doctor, the barbarian, and the
Well, I've done the witch doctor, the monk, and the demon hunter. I'm working on leveling the barbarian and the wizard right now.
yeah. Someone else did a pretty good wizard one previously where they showed all the skills.
Yeah, I really enjoy the animations for the witch doctor. The spirit walk is pretty crazy.
Yeah, he's got the funny. I like his little dangling, his offhand thing, little totem doll on a stick and stuff. If you saw, we posted the pictures of every item in the game or every item in the beta at least.
Yeah,
There's all these crazy higher level ones like a jar full of eyeballs and stuff and like severed heads and like snakes and stuff. Are you eager for skill runes? Obviously they're not in the beta, but
I am, especially since messing around with the skill calculator.
so have you decided who you're going to play in the real game first? I mean, you've
I
played all the characters now,
I'm gonna play the witch doctor first.
and that means like all the way through normal, or how far do you plan on doing that?
Probably all the way up to Inferno before I start another character.
Really, that's serious. So all the way to level 60.
hmm
And what's your priority to see in the full game? You just want to see the plot and the quest and stuff of the other acts?
I'm very interested in all the lore, especially seeing how they're doing it in the beta, finding all the books, and I don't know. I'm excited for the story, the skill runes, pretty much everything.
You got your hands on Diablo 3,
hmm
and your first playthrough. You pick a witch doctor. Do you just rush through the first 8 levels as fast as you can because you're so sick of them, assuming the structure of the game is the same, or would you still go slowly and look at some of the quests?
I'd definitely walk around and see if they've changed anything, but I mean, if everything's the same, I'd probably just rush through it.
Yeah, I remember Diablo 2 beta was just Act 1, and
hmm
we were so sick of Act 1 when the beta ended. I couldn't even stand. People were doing like Andariel runs for a while after that, like for bonus stuff. I'm like, no, Act 2, just get me the hell to the desert, please. So you might have the same reaction. You just like, please God, get me past the Skeleton King, anything but that.
Yeah, which I like that they're not giving us a whole bunch of the content, so it's still fresh when we start the game.
And how do you feel about the overall polish and the presentation and stuff? You're pretty positive about it all? You think it's
I'm
very
pretty
good?
positive about it, especially seeing some of the places where you go down. I don't remember. There's an area where you go down and it's a cave and the entire floor is covered with maybe like 2 or 3 inches of water, I would say. But
Yeah.
it's
It's under a
just,
well or something
yeah,
like
it,
that.
it looks awesome. The Den of the Fallen that I posted, that place looks awesome. I'm just excited for more places like that.
Little side areas.
Little side areas, just seeing what they do with like Act 3, some of the stuff that was data mined that may be in there.
Yeah, no, don't mention it. We're trying to
Yeah,
keep this a little bit spoiler free.
I know.
If people want that, we have a beta forum that's just full of it. I was asking you for tips on Act 1 stuff just earlier, every level in Act 1, including the Act boss and stuff. So people who go to the beta forum, beware, because you will find out more than you might want to know. Do you think you're going to keep your interest in playing this? I mean, if we go for 2 or 3 more months of beta, are you just going to be like, I can't, I'm just tired, I want the full game?
Right now, I'll probably continue playing. I don't know how I'm gonna feel in a couple weeks. I'm in the process of actually building a game too, so that may take some precedence over playing the beta, so I may stop.
But you're not bored with it yet. You're still
Yeah, I'm
enjoying
not
it.
bored with it. I'm enjoying all the areas, finding the little stuff, and it's nice having, people come over and check it out and play through everything that they can.
Come to your house, you mean?
Yeah, come over to my house.
Are you charging admission?
I am not.
You don't see BYOB or something at least?
I'm
Cover
keeping.
charge? No.
I know everybody has been anticipating it as much as I have, so like I've been since that first announcement. Just back of my mind, it's always trickling Diablo 3, Diablo 3.
So you realize this is going to get posted and like 40,000 people are going to listen to it. You're going to get like 100 people in Chicago sending you private messages saying, "Can I come to your house and play? I'll bring pizza." you're like, I shouldn't have said where I lived.
I didn't say where in Chicago. I live in
Well,
one of
it's
those
a small
suburbs
it's a
around
small
there.
city. How hard can it be to find it? It's only what 7 million people in Chicago. Okay, well, thanks for your time, Mr. Flood.
No problem.
And people can see your videos on your YouTube channel. I'll have a link to that, and you've been posting stuff in our beta forum as well, screenshots and such.
Hmm.
And your next videos, you're just going to be doing the playthrough, the skill demos for the other two characters.
Probably do the skill demos. If anybody is a beta tester and listening to this, I'm actually trying to get a group of 4 level 13s or level 12s because I want to run from the first quest all the way to King Leoric as level 13s. I think they would make for an interesting video.
That would just be a massacre.
That's exactly what I want.
Just, I mean, just one of you. Have you done a whole playthrough with a level 13 just by yourself even?
I have not played with other 13s though.
And was it even fun or was it just silly?
No, it's fun. My witch doctor's level 12, and that's usually what I play through as. So you just get the
And
coolest spells.
you're just like chucking fire bombs and watching everything die in one shot.
Pretty much.
Just boom. Well, enjoy that and good luck with that. And it'll be a cool video if we can get that. Well, we can see that. Okay. Well, thanks for your time. You've been listening to the Diablo podcast. We are online at diablopodcast.com. Bye. Say bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Moo.